Hi guys, welcome back. Today I will be showing you how to make enchiladas. Now there are two types. They're the ones that are made with corn flour tortillas, which is the original, and then there is the white flour tortilla recipe, and that is the one that I will be making. The first thing you do is you start out with a red sauce gravy. So I will make that, and then I will show you what we're going to do with this. Okay, so what we got is some cooking oil, flour, and you're going to brown it. And to this, we will be adding some water. Now this red gravy is just like any other gravy, except that we will be using chili powder, and that is what makes it into a red sauce. Now, before we add any salt, pepper, red chili powder, any of the spices, what I will do is I will make the gravy into the right consistency. So once this thing cooks, I've got enough water in there and it doesn't change anymore as far as, you know, being thin or being thick, then I will spice it up. So let me cook this, add as much water as it needs, and then I will show you when I come back. Okay, I'm back. So what I've got is I've got this gravy, and I will show you what I do this after a while. Now what I did is I'm going to brown off some ground beef. I'm going to use about 1 kilo because I want this thing to be meaty, and I don't want to be skimping on the meat. The meat is one of the main ingredients of the enchiladas. Okay, let me brown this off and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've done is I started to brown off the meat. I've added some onions for flavor. Later, we will use more onions raw, and I will show you as I put it together. Now, you can flavor this a little bit, or you can let the gravy do the flavoring. So what I did is I overspiced my gravy so that when I put it together, the gravy will soak into everything. And if I did it right, it will give it a balanced taste throughout. Okay, let me continue cooking this and I'll be right back. Okay, so the meat is browned off, and now what I need to do is I need to take the tortillas, who happen to be store-bought and ready to go, but you'll take these, and if they're already cooked, you just warm them up. If they're not cooked, then you cook them. And the thing about it is it gives it pliability, so you can roll these enchiladas. And I will show you this after I do the tortillas. So hang tight, be right back. Okay, so I've got one more tortilla to cook. Now when you do this, if you've never done it, you have to be careful because the heat creates these air pockets and they're just full of steam. And if you happen to pop one of those when you have your hand in there, it hurts because it definitely burns. Now, as you can see, it comes up. Here, let me flip this over. You can see these. So you can see these bubbles. So anyway, you just have to be careful because it burns a lot. Okay, let me get the pan, let me prepare cut some of the onions and stuff, and then I'll be right back and show you how to put this together. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put this together. The first thing that I will do is take the gravy, reheat it, add a little bit of water if it's too thick, because that happens when it sits. It forms the skin and thickens up a little bit, so you want to make sure that it's not extra thick. You want to be able to pour and the gravy to flow where it needs to go. So the first thing we'll do, we're going to take a little bit of this gravy and add it to the bottom of a pan. I'm going to use a 9x13 pan. That should be enough. So you put some of this and you tilt the pan to make sure that the whole bottom is covered up. And then what's going to happen is you will take this tortilla here, and you will add about 2 tablespoons, about that much. Okay, now you have several options. You can add a little bit of onion, raw onion inside, or not. Okay, that was the OG trying to come in. Hold on just a second. What happened? Come on. Where's your bone? Wait, wait. Okay. So then what I will do is I will roll this, not super tight, but I will roll it, making sure that all the meat stays in there. And you put it so that the flap is to the bottom of the pan. Okay? So a couple of spoons. A little bit of rolling. And then put it so the open end is to the bottom. Okay. All right, so let me do this. I'm using 14 tortillas, but you can use 12, 6, whatever you want to make. So let me roll this up and then I will show you. Okay. So as you can see, everything's been rolled. and put in there. Now, I do have a little bit of extra meat, and that will just go on top. But before I do that, I will take the gravy and put it over everything here. So you've got to make sure that these corners, the end of the tortillas, that they get enough gravy, because if you don't, what will happen as it goes in the oven, they'll turn hard. Now, being in the oven, you're really not cooking anything. All you're doing is you're bringing everything up to temperature. You're fusing all the flavors in there. And you've got to make sure that you have plenty of gravy. Otherwise, everything will just turn hard. Okay, so once you've done this, you can actually take and spread the rest of the meat in here. Or if you have another dish that you want to make, well, you could also do that, but there's not a lot of meat left over. There's not a lot of meat left over, so I will just be putting it on here. The other thing that will happen now is I'll put raw onions on top of everything here. And of course, once they go in the oven, they will cook. And as far as how much onion, well, that depends on you. Do you like onions? You don't like onions? It's up to you. Okay, now the only thing I need now is some cheddar cheese. Now, just like you can put onions inside of the tortilla with the meat, you can put cheese in there too. It's up to you. But normally what I do is I just put it right on top. Now, as far as the cheese, if you want to be a little closer to the authentic dish, then you will use a white Mexican cheese. But that's just something that I cannot get here in Thailand, so cheddar cheese will be good enough. Now, you could use any type of cheese, I guess, is a matter of preference, but to give it that flavor that it's supposed to have, if you can't find that white Mexican cheese, then cheddar cheese is the next best thing. Okay, there you have it. Now I'm going to put it in the oven, and it only stays in the oven long enough for the cheese to melt, the onions to cook a little bit, and the gravy to soak into the tortilla and all the other ingredients. So let me put it in the oven and I'll show you when it comes out. Now, the one thing that I did forget to tell you, which I'm telling you now, is you should put a pan under this pan so that if the gravy boils over, it catches it and your oven won't be a mess. Now, most people don't have this type of assistant, but here's our assistant right here. He's playing around.
waiting for the meat.
He's playing around and he's waiting for
Something to
the
drop.
enchiladas so he can taste them. He's never had them. Both of those assistants have never tried enchiladas.
My head.
Okay, guys. It's time to bring it out of the oven. And as you can see, like I told you, if you don't use a pan, it'll boil over and make a mess in the oven. And it's easier to do this than to have to clean the oven. So now you have two options here. The tortillas were rolled like so. You can pull them out one at a time, or you can cut it in half and pull out halves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it in half.
Use this.
Top. Okay, give me the sour cream, please. Now you can eat this like this, or you can put a little bit of sour cream on top. I mean, as far as toppings, it's your personal preference, and you don't need to put anything else, but I like to put a little bit of sour cream with a little bit of chives, or in this case, spring onions. And this is what you have.
Say it again. What is this?
This is enchiladas.
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 Beef enchiladas topped with a little bit of sour cream and spring onions. But before I eat that, let me take a piece of this and try it. It just came out of the oven, so you have to be careful because it gets hot. This is very good. It's a little bit spicy because I like to use quite a bit of the red chili powder, but it gives it a very good taste. Want to taste it, one? Here.
No, it's not spicy.
No?
For Thai, very normal. For me, it's not spicy because
What?
I get used to the spicy.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's very good. It feel different.
Yeah, that's the tortilla. It has a completely different texture to anything that they have here in Thailand. But
We not cook a lot of cheese or something like this.
no, this
For
is
Thai,
just
it's just completely different.
something that I've had in my mind, and I decided to make some enchiladas.
Enchiladas.
Okay, guys, we're gonna
Let's go eat.
we're gonna go eat. So I hope you'll try it. Now I know that you guys want all the recipe measurements, 1 teaspoon, 1 pinch. What I don't cook like that. So it's basically to taste, and this is a very simple recipe. So it's up to you as to how you season it. But try it out, and I hope you like it. We'll see you next time. See ya.
Bye bye.
Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
Bye bye